I believe that every video game is a masterpiece in its own right, and that there was a caring, loving team that put their heart and soul into creating every single puzzle piece that fits together and make it that game. But every once in a while we stumble upon a game that strikes us like no other. Those are the gems of gaming. So there was some discussion about if Journey was an actual video game or if it was just a piece of interactive art. And when I say some discussion, I mean, I only found one article about it. I could have sworn that there was more discussion about this, but I guess not. But either way, we're going to be addressing this. Yes, I would consider this game a piece of interactive art. But isn't that what video games are when you strip them down to their basics? Just interactive pieces of media? Honestly, I see no difference between the two, and because it doesn't consist of basic traditional mechanics in a video game, doesn't make it any less of a video game. That game company was created back in 2006, and was set off to create 3 games for PlayStation 3's PlayStation Network. The first game was Flow, that was released in 2006. The second game, Flower, that was released in 2009. And finally, the third game, Journey, released in 2012. They also came out with a mobile game recently called Sky Children of the Light, which I haven't looked too much into, so I don't know how well it's being received or how good the game actually is, but it's another one of their games. The company intentionally steered away from traditional game mechanics because they wanted the player to feel something while playing the game, thus interactive art, yet still a video game. On average, this game will take you about 2 to 3 hours to play, depending on if you collect all the collectibles or if you just stop and stare at the beautiful scenery around you. We start the game off by getting up from the sand, and we walk up to the sand dune, and right away we are greeted with our task at hand, the mountain. The camera is very important in this game and how it interacts with the player and shows us where we need to go. It makes it very clear what we need to be focusing on, but does not lock us into that direction. It allows us to explore any nooks and crannies before we head off. We are playing as a mysterious traveler in red robes, and it's made clear right from the start that our goal is to journey up to the mountain. This game has absolutely no dialogue, neither written nor spoken. We are faced with many questions, like, who was this? What was this place? What happened here? What happened to the people here before? What are these glyphs trying to tell us? As we travel closer to the mountain, we are shown images to help us understand what has happened, and this mysterious figure is here to help us get where we need to go. Now that we know what we need to do, we travel ahead a little bit to see a platform and some flying things over it. When we reach the platform, we see a glowing symbol, and when we pick it up, a scarf starts to form and trail behind us. And once this happens, the mysterious red flying things glow and come at us, filling out our scarf with a pattern. The scarf gives us the ability to jump and fly as long as there is a pattern remaining in the scarf. Usage depletes the pattern, and when it's gone, we can't jump anymore. But we can refill it using these flying cloths. We use a chirp or a chime to communicate with these wisps. They are very animalistic and are very cute despite the fact that it's literally just a flying piece of cloth. But there are little pals that help us out and refill our scarf, and if we chime a whole group of them, they'll lift us up and glide us for a short period of time, giving us more air and allowing us to reach higher places. The symbol that we picked up to get this ability is scattered throughout the world, and we can collect them on our journey. For each one we collect, the longer our scarf becomes. At the end of each area, there's a statue that, when we use our chime, starts to glow and has us sit down in front of it. When we do this in each area, a large, mysterious figure appears. It gives us a little more information on the history of this place and what has happened to its people through images, and also encourages us to head to the mountain. The first area is fairly simple, easing us into how this game will play, but will become more important in the second playthrough. We enter the second area with a broken bridge, unable to cross, so we must find a way to get to the other side. We see pieces of dull ribbon flapping in the wind, attached to containers. If we chime and light up the ribbon, it opens up the container, releasing cloth wisps. And some of these containers will release cloth wisps that create a cloth bridge. When all the bridges have been built and we walk across the cloth bridge, we glide across it, and it recharges our scarf. We make it up to another one of those statues, sit by it, and get another vision. The next area is the dunes, and once again, the mountain is a focal point, remaining a beacon for our traveler. The dunes are one of the more difficult places to explore since there aren't many indicators to tell us where we're at, but if we stay on the path, it will guide us to the right direction. Here, we meet another type of cloth friend, and through our travels we rescue them, and they fly alongside us, refilling our scarf along the way, chirping and playing with each other. We reach the sandstorm and must scale the tower to find the statue that will lead us to the next area, the Sunken City. This is one of the more enjoyable and playful areas. We slide down sands gracefully, while cloth wisps dance around and play alongside us. There are 2 sliding sequences in this area, along with some of the most stunning environments. Next, we make it to the underground passage. chasing cloth wisps that fly away from us, slightly frightened of us. But we are led to a beautiful opening, full of ribbons that act as seaweed. We can climb them up to reach higher places, and we see cloth jellyfish, which give us a boost when we stand on top of them. This game is very beautiful and mysterious and peaceful. No fear in the world. Look at these magnificent statues. Hey, look at this little wisp. He's so lonely. Let's go say hi to him. Is that statue lighting? Oh my god! What the? It just killed the wisp! Oh my god! Well, we meet the Guardian, and thankfully I looked away from that. That would have been graphic. But it's dangerous, and we must oh no, not another one! Yes, these are the Guardians that protect this place. We must hide from the blue light as it scans, now worrying if another one will come back to life. If one spots us, it will lock on and attack, breaking through whatever we try to hide in, shredding off a part of our scarf for good. Fortunately, once it attacks us once, it seems to leave us alone, but we have to be wary of 2 attacks, since there are 2 Guardians. Try to make it to the end, but oh no, we're headed straight to them! There's nowhere to hide! Ah! Phew, that was a close one. Well, now we're at the temple. Here we look for ancient glyphs, and when we activate them, they raise the levels of, not water, but magic. We jump and swim through the magic, climbing the towers, activating more ancient glyphs to continue to rise the magic level. The cloth wisps look like little fishies swimming through water. There are cloth jellyfish along with a cloth whale. We can ride the whale, and it's a quick ride to the surface. When we reach the top and sit by the statue, we enter our final area, the summit. The summit is cold and snowy. If we use our scarf powers, the magic drains quickly, and the cold will eat away any magic in the scarf even if we don't use it. The cold slows us down. We get blown around with the cold wind, struggling to make it through our last stretch. As we struggle up to the summit, we once again meet the Guardians. We try to time it correctly, hiding when they scan our way, struggling against the wind to try and quickly get to the next hiding place before they turn back around. Once again, there are 2 Guardians, and they'll leave us alone if they attack us once, not that our scarf was any use to us anyways. Escaping the Guardians, we have to climb up some stairs, trying to find shelter before the winds blow us again. The cold is starting to eat away at our scarf at this point, slowly deteriorating it, making it shorter. Finally, we make it up the stairs, and we can see the mountains glow, beckoning us, encouraging us. We struggle through the snowstorm, being blown left and right at the mercy of the wind. But the cold overcomes us. We slow, and eventually collapse. We didn't make it. But wait, what's going on? These mysterious figures breathe life back into our traveler, restoring the power of our scarf to its full power, perhaps beyond its previous power, depending on how many symbols you have collected along the way. We now can complete our journey. This part of the game is absolutely gorgeous and magical. With our newfound strength, we slide down a slope with our wisp friends flying alongside us, eventually making it up to the falls, where our whale and jelly friends reside, and encourage us to our final stretch, regenerating our scarves and giving us a lift. Then we make it to a magical light and swim up that light. This is where our friends leave us, leaving us to complete our mission. Finally, we make it. Our journey is complete. The credits cinematic shows a ball of light flying from the mountain, and the camera follows it, revisiting all the places we have visited before, revisiting our journey, showing how far we have gone. You can play with other people randomly connected during the game, and at the end during the credits, all the other players that appeared during your journey will show up in the credits, though you don't have to play alongside other players if you don't want to. The symbols you can find in each level that makes your scarf longer, if you collect all of them and play the game again, you can go to the hub area in the first area. If you go to your right, you'll see ribbon cloth, and if you trim them, it will turn your robes white. This makes your scarf start off longer, allowing for the end scarf to also be longer. The magic depletes slower, as well as regenerates by itself. The place that you can change your robe has a small stone tablets that show how many symbols there are to collect, as well as showing you how many you have collected. You do not need to collect them all in one playthrough. At the end of each level, the base of the statues also show you how many symbols there are in each level, and how many you have collected. After beating the game, the first area hub also acts as the area select, allowing you to go back to any area you want to. There are ancient glyphs defined in each area, and consists of images depicting the history of the people. In the sand dunes, there's an Easter egg you can find that is a flower, and is a homage to one of their games, Flower. In the vast desert, endless in all directions, it seems that you would get lost easily, but instead of invisible walls that prevent you from going beyond a point, if you travel too far in one direction, the winds will pick up, too strong for you to fight against, not allowing you to go any further. There are 2 pause buttons. One pauses it and brings up the menu, the other brings up scenery from the area you're in. This also happens if you're inactive for too long. There are multiple scenes in each area and are absolutely gorgeous and worth looking at. The music was composed by Austin Wintory and plays a very important role in the game. Acting as a character itself, it pushes the story and drives the player, allowing to hone what that game company wanted for this game. This game definitely steps away from traditional game mechanics, relying heavily on all the other elements to help drive the player through the story. The haunting and playful music equally drives the player as much as the Beckoning Mountain does. This unique game effectively acts as interactive art as well as a video game, and definitely deserves the title of Gem of Gaming. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a video game that you think deserves to be part of the lineup of Gems of Gaming, please let me know in the comment down below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more in the future. And be sure to follow me on Twitch. I stream Morrowind for Morrowind Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesdays. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.